Good morning, everyone. I hope that you are all awake, because in the next 30 minutes or so, I really want you to bear with me and look on our entire portfolio. And the reason we want to do that, it's actually threefold. So here in audience, we have people which know us since the beginning and know us as toolkit providers, but there are people in the audience which start work with us in early stages, so last year or so forth, and knows us more as, the end user provider solution. Also, our audience actually changed, and we don't have IT people anymore. We have end users in audience, so medicinal chemists, computational chemists, and so forth. And the third is that we really want to put the perspective of our portfolio in a solution context rather than having separate tools. How you can use our tools as a solution to solve day-by-day tasks in a collaborative environment. And you all know that if you have a better environment to work and you have a good GPS to guide you through the data, to analyze it, to sort it, to take decision, basically you will have a higher performance. And as you all know, we started a toolkit company, so we developed all these pieces on the back end, but now we're trying to put all this together to provide the end user solution. And of course, these days, probably no one will want a watch like that, right? I mean, it looks cool, but look at this one, right? So everybody wants something smart, something which looks good, something which basically delivers faster the solution. So that's what ChemAxon is striving to do, to provide good solution and committed to quality. So if we still do that, we have to provide quality. And even though we're doing weekly releases, we strive to do and provide tools with better quality. Here is just a simple example of how our new bits of the codes are actually tested. So as you see, our tests improved a lot. We have them evolving. And basically, the new pieces of codes are tested not just itself, but are also in the current models, also integrated with the entire models, which need to function in, and so forth, until we have a good quality release. The reason we do weekly releases is that to provide the features and what you need faster. So instead of waiting for 6 months to have that feature to use it, you can use it in the weekly releases. So a little bit faster than that. So what we're trying actually to solve, what we're trying to achieve with what we're trying to deliver to you. We're trying to deliver a solution to get the data together. You know that data resides everywhere, and it's hard to have everything in one place. So data coming from design, from brainstorming idea, and so forth, are sitting sometimes on a local drive or external location, around the globe. And if you don't have a convenient place to actually reach to it, it's a little bit difficult. And also, you all know that the way we work right now changed a lot. And you used to have plants or campuses, and all the departments were like kind of in close proximity. So everybody which works in the team and in collaboration were actually nearby. That actually changed, and the way we're working today, it's not just internal department, but also external departments as well. So you have collaboration with CROs, with patients, with, you have to have access to public data, and so forth. And it's a, entire interconnection between all these departments and collaboration. And that extended beyond the campus, the plants, beyond countries, beyond continents, and now it's spread worldwide, right? So it really matters how all these connections and collaborations can be connected together to access data, to collaborate, and to reach the ultimate goal. But if you think about it, all these departments and all the tasks that are put together, that can actually be put together in a workflow. And the common workflow you do in your work is basically start through mining data, and then design it, and then analyze it, and then probably register the molecule, and register metadata, and then create reports, and basically all in the collaborative environment. So this is basically the common workflow. You are well performed, and these are the tasks you have to achieve in your research process. So let's look at the entire ChemAxon portfolio based on this workflow and see how we can help in each step, basically. So starting with the mining part. So basically, ChemAxon offer a few technologies and products. And based on the needs and what you need to achieve, you can select a few, some of these to basically do this task. So based on our name technology, you can extract a single input and convert the structure to name and into structure, and then go even beyond that and scan the entire document and convert the chemical information out of it, or extract the chemical information out of it. And of course, that can be done at database level on document to structure, or if you have documents in a SharePoint repository, that can be achieved as well, or with Chemicalize. For document to structure, we have several type of documents. You can extract information from, like PDF, offices, document, and XML patterns, and so forth. And just going through actual products, again, based on your need, you can use, for example, ChemLocator. This is a very brand new tool developed last year, where you can extract chemical information from files in local repositories, so from local drives or Google Drive, Dropbox, and so forth. And basically, you get the same kind of input as you have, if you have documents stored in JChem4 SharePoint. So you search for, a particular compound, and you have a list of the documents where that compound was found in, and you can access the document and see what's there. And then Chemicalize, which is totally revamped this year. We intended to have a self-service chemoinformatic platform where basically, if you don't really want a tool, you can just go online, use it as a service to calculate, to extract, search information, and annotate documents. So mine chemistry data out of documents. For more complex tasks like curating patents, you can use ChemCurator, which actually it's able to automatically extract mark-push structures and rebuild, actually, the mark-push structures. So when you import a document, it's automatic annotated. You can highlight the text, have the structures converted, and then throw them in the building panel and rebuild the entire mark-push library. And also, you can validate and see what type of mark-push structures are covered in that particular patent and which not. And again, with a exemplified structure extraction as well. So very, very useful tool to curate patents, saving a lot of time. Instead of doing manually, you can do it in a semi-automatic way. And of course, for those of you which prefer web-based tools, Plexus Mining can do that for you. So automatically, end users can just log in on any web browser, have access to Plexus Mining, and search a repository of documents where they can see, they can search, and also they can look at the structures and have export capabilities as well. You will hear more about all these products actually tomorrow morning from my colleague Daniel and Arpad and Joseph, which we'll talk more about the naming. We'll talk about Chemicalize, ChemCurator, and also we have a case study from Castle about chemical annotation of patent using our tools. So moving forward, after probably extract the data from documents, you want to do now a design process to kind of come up with the idea what's next, what you want to develop for your particular target, let's say. And there are several ways you can do that simply by just sketching molecule with our drawing tools, both Marvin Sketch and Marvin.js. One for desktop, one for web. And basically, with those two tools, which, as Effie said, we're trying to make them to have the same functionalities and deliver basically the same things both on the web and desktop. You can not just do basic chemical drawing and editing, but also you can draw reactions, you can query Marcus structures, templates, abbreviated groups, mechanism, electron flow, and so forth. And of course, these two tools can be used not just for designing, but for tutoring, for searching, for visualization, and so forth. And we really have a path through quality. We want to be the best drawing tools on the market, and we already achieve a lot of tasks, and we have even future plan to make it the best drawing tool. So after probably sketching molecules, now you can use property calculator and look at the the properties to filter some of the compounds and choose the ones you need for your target. We have several property calculators. Here's just a list based on different type of them. They can be used standalone, but also integrated with other tools. So they're already in Marvin, in Eastern JChem, JChem for Office, and so forth. And here is just a snapshot from Plexus. It's just a property viewer, so kind of to get a sense how many properties you can calculate and sort and so forth. I really want to mention that our property calculators are recognized as being one which perform very well, and they are really trusted. There are recent paper from AstraZeneca in 2010 where our PK calculator was actually found out to be one of the best, or actually the best, not one of the best. And also, there are recent papers in Nature's review and analysis in 2013 and 2015, which praised our calculator as being the best. After you draw the molecules, you calculate the properties, you can do a fast similarity search. And this is actually a brand new product, MathFast similarity based on search, where you can do overlap analysis and clustering of existing data repository in multiple data sets. Probably the most helpful, let's say, tool for design session, it's Marvin Live. So Marvin Live was designed just to enhance design session and collaboration. And imagine that you are sitting everywhere in the world. You can use this tool to log in and start brainstorming idea, work on a particular compounds. And there are a lot of plugins we put in, 70 plus, where basically the people which are in the meeting and work in the projects together, they can quickly search and do calculations on the fly, search basic public database or internal databases, and even look in 3D on the structures. So our 3D render, it's actually started to become one of the state-of-the-art, I guess, in 3D to quickly visualize how the ligand, sit in the binding site, do quick rigid alignments with existing ligand, and basically enhancing, the real-time collaboration of the teams, where you can even see, the amino acids in the binding site and look at the interaction. So that facilitate collaboration. So bring more people together in these meetings. We even have more exciting news about that. I will let my colleague Andras actually to excite you even more. Sometimes in the design process, you also need to build virtual libraries. Here, it's an example of how the type of libraries you can design using ChemAxon tools. Reaction-based enumeration, they're available in Reactor itself, in the JChem for Office, but also in Plexus Design module. And basically, you can do combinatorial and sequential enumeration using over 250 predefined reaction schemes, and easily input the reagents from existing file or draw them on the fly, or using from pre-existing libraries. The preview window there show you based on the reaction schema, the reagents, what type of compounds you can predict. And the second, it's scaffold-based enumeration available just in Plexus Design, where instead of having a reaction scheme, you have a scaffold. And again, easy to input the R groups and preview what type of building block you can. You'll hear more about this actually this morning, right after the break. So my colleague Gabor will talk about MathFast similarity search. And Effie and Andras will tell you more about Marvin.js and Marvin Live, what's new and exciting there. And also we have 3 talks from our clients. Zhengwen Peng will talk about Merck Virtual Library, and Mahesh from Sanofi will tell you how Marvin.js it's integrated in one of the use cases there, and Carlos from Vertex will tell how Marvin Design actually enhanced the collaboration design meetings there at Vertex. Next is the analysis. So I can imagine there are several tools you can use, again, based on the needs. One of them is Instant JChem, which we want to call, we call it a Swiss knife of the way you can create, explore, and share data for small molecules. But we want to expand that, as Bahram said, to biomolecules entities as well. So we want to cover that. And in terms of analysis, I think one of the exciting news in IGC is that now you can pivot the data. So you can create pivot tables. And this is really useful when you have assay data and you want to pivot data from that. JChem for Office, again, if you want to work just with spreadsheets, basically have live chemistry in all the messy Office tools. Probably exciting news is that now we support Office 2016 and Windows 10 for 64-bit. And also now you can import through web services directly from Oracle cartridges into JChem for Excel. So you have a direct access to that. And in terms of SAR analysis, we support now multiple R groups. Next, the very brand new Plexus analysis model from Plexus Suite basically allows you to find the needle in the haystack. As you can see here, there's a plot with a lot of data points. We have a smooth interaction with large data sets. And also, you can build now correlation and see how well data correlates by creating linear regression or even do curve fitting. You'll hear more about that actually tomorrow morning. My colleague Max will talk about Instant JChem, and Dora will talk about Plexus analysis. We'll tell you what's exciting and new there. And also we have a case study from Emory, so Michelle will talk about the Instant JChem used at Emory for compound library. Next will be the registration. So once you have some data you want to register a molecule, you want to register metadata. As we mentioned, we can do that now, not just for small molecules, but for big molecules as well. But first, probably want to check if the compounds are regulated or not, if they're under any law, if they're controlled substances. So compliance checker can do that. It's a brand new revamped product. We have a new graphical interface. We have a new backend. It's faster. And again, can do single structure check where you can check if the particular compound you're interested in, it's actually regulated in different countries and different regulations. Able to generate reports as well. And of course, batch check, it's available. So if you have files with multiple structure, you can check them in once and generate PDF reports and see if you're in trouble or not, or what do you need to do to handle that particular compound. In terms of compound registration, we're very excited. People are saying that it's the best registration system on the market. And we revamp it. We have a new user interface. Now it's simple to configure and deploy. Can be integrated with third-party ELNs. It has just a simple interface to register compounds, but not just compounds, also mixture formulations and so forth. And of course, we want to do that for biomolecules. As I said, Bahram mentioned that market change and people are into biologics right now. So we want to give solutions in that respect. As we saw in Instant JChem, actually we're trying to do that in Plexus Suite as well, so where you can register biological entities, linker conjugates, and so forth, and also having it available in JChem for Excel. You'll hear more about that actually this late morning and afternoon. My colleague Akosh Pap will talk about compliance checker and how Novartis is using it. Roland will tell you about biomolecule toolkit and BioEddy, which is actually launched today. Chaba will talk about the compound registration and Plexus inventory. And we have talks from our clients and collaborators. So Jonathan from Relay will tell you how great our compound registration is and how it's deployed on cloud at Relay. And Ian Pearson from IDBS will talk about our collaboration, how we integrate the compound registration with their electronic notebook. And also, we have a case study from University of Miami as well. But let's not forget about the core chemistry and actually the heart of ChemAxon. So all of our tools are actually supported by JChem, being the most fast invisible chemical backend you get. Basically, is the best engine chemistry on the market you can rely on. And of course, our cartridges, which now extended to Postgres, not just Oracle, And probably the exciting news here are that we are working on stability improvements. We have it available for 9.5 for Postgres, 9.5 for Citrus. And also, we now have cartridge integration with the web services to make the communication even faster in the clients, so the response and the request. Plexus Connect for web-based users which want to access the data without having everything installed on their computers. Basically give instant access to data, to query, to look at it in multi-user environment where you can look at multiple projects at a time, and you can query and sort the data and make reports. So this is done all in a collaborative environment. As I mentioned, there are certain tools which are specially designed for that, and probably the ultimate goal for us is Plexus Suite, which we want to be a one-stop shop, an integrated solution for R&D. And as Bahram mentioned, we want the portal of Plexus to basically connect all these pieces together to deliver an integrated solution for R&D and BI. And of course, even externally connect with third-party application with ELNs like the EWB, electronic notebook from IDBS, and so forth, and extend that to cloud. You will hear about that, even more from Max. He will talk about Plexus Suite, what's new there, and also Lee Schackler from GSK will talk about how Plexus is actually integrated and how they are updating their enterprise environment of GSK. So probably last is just reporting. There are several ways you can report the data, and through all these tools. And here just snapshots from Plexus, from Marvin Live, which automatic reports are captured. So easy way to have reports and share the data. So with that, this is my summary slide. I really hope that I convince you that ChemAxon offers an entire portfolio to deliver solutions for each steps you face day by day in your tasks, and facilitate easy extraction and store data, register, search, analyze, and so forth. Before I let you go and enjoy the coffee, I want to mention that we have demo stations. So they are in the break room. Please, please, please stop there, look at these tools to see how great they are. Talk with all the POs which are here with us, application scientists, with salespeople, with consultants, with our CEO and owner of the company, Ferenc Ismadia, or in short, Cheesy. So please come to us, talk with us, ask us questions. We're more than happy to answer to any of them and guide you and show you these tools. Thank you so much.